Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about something that is a little controversial. I mean, maybe not as controversial as some other stuff that's going on right now in anime, but nonetheless, it is very controversial, and it is about the anime video game that will be coming out in a couple of months, actually. About a month ago, actually it was about maybe like 3 weeks ago, really, the official Dragon Ball Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission game was announced for the Nintendo Switch and Steam, aka PC, was announced, and it sounds like an interesting concept. I mean, it's supposed to be based on like something that isn't dubbed here because, well, the little special wasn't dubbed here because, I mean, well, I don't know why, but anyways, there's a video game that's coming over to the States. But wouldn't you have it that Bandai Namco, yet again, has their own cheap-ass agenda and have announced that they are not going to English dub it. So here's what I have to say to Bandai Namco. Why? Why? It's not a crossover game. It's not a lesser anime title. This is Dragon Ball that just made over millions upon millions of dollars for Fighter Z, which also won Fighting Game of the Year, by the way. Still making money with an English dub. And furthermore, it just made $30 million at the box office for the recent Super Broly movie, which has obviously caused a lot of momentum for Dragon Ball in itself. But yet, this game for the Nintendo Switch and PC will not be English dubbed, which I think is incredibly stupid. This is not Attack on Titan. This is not Sword Art Online. This is not My Hero Academia. This is freaking Dragon Ball, which makes money in itself to warrant an English dub. And I want to hear that, oh, well, the Nintendo Switch doesn't get enough data or whatever, because it does. You know, it's a handheld / console. Okay, it's all in one. So, yes, it has enough space to warrant an English dub. Which, that doesn't even matter anyways, because they should, when you frickin' made games in the old days for, like, the Game Boys and stuff like that, they would just do it with the dub. Anyways, so that's the stupid whole thing. I hear people, like, when, like, they made games for the 3DS that weren't dubbed, and they didn't, like, put them in there. Well, yeah, because you're supposed to take the Japanese version out and put the English in, because it's supposed to be marketed from North America, United States. But, so, this World Mission game is not being English dubbed, which I think is stupid. It makes millions upon millions of dollars. It's a Dragon Ball game. There is no reason, there is no condescending reason you can say that this game should not be English dubbed. You can't say it doesn't make money. You can't say it's a crossover game. So, with licensing issues, because that's what people said about the other games, that the 2 other games that were crossover games, you can't say that. So what can you say? The only thing you can say is Bandai Namco, like I've been saying for a couple of years now, are cheap. Because they are. They don't English dub anything besides Dragon Ball and Naruto. They They have been doing this for years, and this is why I have been so vocal about them for so many years about their dubbing decisions or choosing not to dub games. Because they should be. And this is why I say it should be a law that you cannot localize or you cannot bring something over here unless it's English dubbed. If you want to have 2 different versions allowed where you can frickin' have the subtitle version option available for people to do so you can switch over, yeah, that's fine. They do that in Fighter Z, okay? If you want to do that. But I have said it before, and I'll keep saying this, that these gaming companies need to be forced to use an English dub. They have to dub the game if it comes over here. It has to be an option. And I keep trying to explain this to people, and no one seems to let it. Now they're doing it to Dragon Ball. And you cannot say Dragon Ball doesn't make money. Because it does. That is, if you say it doesn't make money, then you're an idiot at this point. Because you know it makes money. It made $30 million alone at the friggin' box office on a limited theater release. With only, like, what, just over 1,000 theaters in the entire United States? It freaking made millions upon... I don't have the freaking number in front of me for how many sales that Fighter Z made, but I know it was like freaking, like after the freaking first week, it fucking, excuse my French, it made freaking millions upon millions of dollars just in the first week alone. Plus all the DLCs that they're selling right now. You know, with Xenoverse too, they're freaking selling all these DLCs. And this is what I keep saying. I call it as I see it, guys. I call it as I see it. Okay? There's no excuse why Bandai Namco, sorry for saying that wrong, but there's no excuse to why this game can't be dubbed. This is not My Hero Academia, which supposedly, according to Kurbred, is that they had some people go over there to Funimation to possibly have the My Hero Academia game dubbed, but it fell through. I don't know how much seriously Bandai was seriously considering actually dubbing the game, but regardless, supposedly they were there, and I do believe Kurbred that they were in fact there, but obviously didn't fall through and they didn't dub it. Despite the fact that My Hero Academia is getting a lot of following, then again, Sword Art Online is getting a lot of following, Attack on Titans is getting a lot of following, yet those games aren't getting dubbed. Now, of course, Attack on Titans is done through a different video game company, so I can't really put that on Bandai, because that is a completely different company that does their video games for Attack on Titans. However, they do have the gaming rights to Sword Art Online, which is not being dubbed. So there is that, and we know Sword Art Online is got a pretty good following, actually. I mean, not as good as Dragon Ball, of course, but it still has a pretty good following that could warrant an English dub. But only thing we see is a dub from Naruto and Dragon Ball, of course, and we're not getting a Dragon Ball game dubbed for Heroes or whatever this game. I just don't fucking understand it. Excuse my friend. I just don't understand this anymore. You know, these gaming companies, I'm telling you, they are cheap because they try to limit as much as they can. And this is a Dragon Ball game, so you cannot say, you know, you cannot say that, you know, it's not a crossover game where they have legal issues. It's not a lesser titled anime game, I guess. It has Dragon Ball on it, but yet it's not being dubbed. You know, what? Why? What's their reasoning? They don't make statements ever. You know, they put the announcements out there, but they don't make official statements. You know, why it's not being dubbed. Why this? Why that? Why isn't it being dubbed? I want to know. Why do you guys not dub games? I want to know. You never answer. Anytime when people ask you questions, what will this be in English dub? You don't reply. Okay, on your YouTube channel. Okay, so people comment all the time, are you going to English dub this? And you don't answer. And then, you know, it was the same thing with the crossover game, right? It was the same thing with the crossover game. It wasn't just me that was asking it. There were a bunch of people that were asking if it was an English dub, and it literally took like a freaking another YouTube gaming channel to report it like several months later while everyone was speculating if it was getting English dub. You know, what the frick? Why can't you just say, Bandai, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but Bandai, why can't you just tell people in your announcements if the game is in fact getting dubbed or not? Why are you making us wait several months or weeks or whatever? Why do you make us wait to find out if we can speculate whether the freaking game is getting dubbed or not? This is why I'm so pissed with gaming companies, because they will not make announcements. They will not tell anybody, so they get everybody freaking excited for it, and then when they find out it's not getting dubbed, you know, it's whatever now. And this is the same thing what Funimation did with the Code Geass. The Code Geass, movies right now. The Code Geass movies, as I made a video not too long ago about this, they basically promoted it with English dub narrators, and they showed the previous anime series from when it was being dubbed, and they don't mention that it's sub only in the entire video, only in the description, which no one really looks at descriptions anymore, because I have to always remind my audience to look at the descriptions because no one looks at them anymore. And people were even saying that in the comment section of the Code Geass thing. So this is what I'm saying. Why are these companies not showing us or telling us that this is in fact getting dubbed, so people cannot have to speculate for several goddamn months or weeks or whatever, about a dub? I still say it should be a law that if you're bringing something over here in the United States, it should be mandated that you have to have an English dub or you cannot bring it over here. I feel like this should be something approved by our government. I doubt it ever will, but unless if it becomes like more of a conflict of interest to our government, which it obviously isn't, but I feel like this is something that should be passed. Like I said, I want people to understand when I'm saying this, because I know a lot of people are like, well, I want to hear it in the subtitle version. Okay, I'm not saying to get rid of subtitles. I'm not saying that they have to get rid of the subtitle versions. What I'm saying is that they have to have a mandated English dub available, so you can choose through the English or the Japanese, like Fighter Z is like the Dragon Ball Fighter Z game. Okay, you can literally go back and forth to whichever one you want. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I feel. I feel like, the way these companies, they get away, these gaming companies, they just get away with the marketing. You can just, put stuff out there, not tell anybody if this is getting dubbed or not. I feel like that should be in the advertisements, in the actual video. So when they put like the trailers out there, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing I feel like we should do. If we can't get that whole requirement for the English dub, is that these trailers, right? These trailers that they make, they have to say it's not going to be English dubbed or not. I feel like that should be mandated for advertisement purposes. They don't do that either. And that is another issue that Bandai has, because they don't do that. And it's so freaking stupid. Like, we see all the info, and it's like, oh, no, there's no dub. But we don't know that. We don't know it's going to be dubbed or not. So we have to speculate then. But if they put it in there, then we're like, okay, we know this game's not going to be dubbed now. And that's kind of the end of the story. But no, we don't know that, and that's what pisses me off about this shit. Okay? I'm not going to pay a $60 freaking game, especially for the Switch. Especially for the Switch. I mean, I have a Switch. I don't really use it that much, though. So I only bought it for Pokemon, and quite frankly, I'm actually a little disappointed with Let's Go Pikachu, but that's, again, for another video. I still keep forgetting to make that video on why Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is a pretty goddamn disappointment. This is the big issue with gamings and Nintendo Switch, or whatever. I don't know why it's exclusive to Switch, by the way. I don't know what the concept of that is. Like I said, I'm really surprised it's not available for the PlayStation or anything. Maybe it's just because they want it in handheld. I don't know. Or maybe it's because of the graphic issue, because Nintendo Switch is swept down from the PlayStation. PlayStation 4 still has way better graphics than the Switch. I don't know. I don't exactly know the answer to that. I can't say the answer to that definitively, but this is just what I'm saying. It's ridiculous that it's not gonna be like a thing that is going to be allowed to be dubbed. When you have literally marketings, all the time for Dragon Ball here in the States for a dub, for this franchise, as a whole, getting dubbed games, but yet this one won't. That's just so stupid. I don't know. I'm just so sick of Bandai's cheap marketing ways yet again, because this is cheap on their part. As I said before, I'll say it again, I am sick of the way the gaming company is operated. Honestly, this is why I don't play that many video games, because one, most of the video games I play are stuff I see on TV. I don't play Call of Duty. I don't play these army games or whatever, Krieg or whatever. Those little popular I don't play that shit. Okay, I don't play games that are based on games or whatever. I play stuff that I see on TV that I like. Okay, like Dragon Ball, frickin' Naruto. That's what I buy. Okay, so for me, I don't really play that many video games anymore because they don't give me any options, and of course they never dub shit anymore for anime games. So I don't get that. So what's the point of buying these freaking games anymore? Because they don't dub them. I mean, freaking, they dubbed the freaking mobile game, Dokkan Battle, or whatever it's called. I played that for about, maybe a week, or not even a week. I was not a fan of Dokkan Battle. I'm not a fan of the Dragon Ball app games. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like, not being in control of shit. Same thing with Legends. I'm not a fan of Legends either. And they dubbed those games. They dubbed the freaking mobile games, which is amazing since most mobile games aren't dubbed. With the exception of maybe Duel Links, but that's more due to Konami owning the license, or 4K Media or whatever. But it's still dubbed. But the Dragon Ball, the frickin' the Dokkan and the Dragon Ball Legend games are dubbed, but yet this game isn't. So that's another thing too. I could say, people are saying, well, it might be because it's a handheld game. Well, the frickin' mobile games are frickin' less than would have less data than the frickin' the Switch or whatever. So you can't literally say that that's an excuse for why they're not dubbing them. Okay? I'm just not a fan of their app Dragon Ball games. I'm more into having control, and you really can't have much control with Daikon and all that stuff, because it's all usually the computer, doing the fighting for you, which is just, I don't like that. I don't like that in app games. But with the Super Dragon Ball Heroes game not being English dubbed, this is just another example of what I've been saying for years now about the gaming industry as a whole being cheap when it comes to not dubbing anime, especially even if the franchise is popular. And obviously we know Dragon Ball is the #1 anime in the United States for popularity at this point. I don't think most people would disagree with that. And the fact that it's not being dubbed is absolutely crap. It is absolutely bullshit. It is a huge property, and it should be English dubbed. And the fact that it's not just proves my point. I'm not going to pay $60 for a game that isn't dubbed, because that's stupid. It's just stupid, and if the sales die, if the sales die, because that sales aren't probably going to do good, because the crossover game didn't do that well when they freaking sold that. Not this new one that's coming out, but I don't know if this new one's going to do that good either in sales. But the last one they tried to bring overseas didn't do it good because it didn't have a dub, and this is a Dragon Ball game. No, I doubt it. I doubt it very highly. You want to watch, and people will say, "Oh, well, it's Dragon Ball's fault." And I was like, you can't say it's Dragon Ball's fault because it just made $30 million plus at the box office. Okay, so don't give me that shit that if the sales are terrible in this game, that it's because of people are not interested in Dragon Ball, because that's bullshit. Okay. Especially with Fighter Z and Xenoverse 2's high sales to this day. Don't give me that bullshit. And because the movie doing really good as well. It's simply due to the fact that you guys didn't give us a dub. Period. End of story. And that's a fact. Okay, and that will be a fact when this comes out and does not do that well, because it won't. I don't think it will, because let's face it. We want English dubs, especially for Dragon Ball, because it's the norm here in the United States. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think there should be an English dub? Do you think any of my suggestions? What do you guys think? Let me know. Comment, rate. If you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.